Hi everybody, welcome to this free video guide for the round shown of this Legacy 9-hole cup division, also displayed on screen. These are tournament wins. Before of course we bring you the details, so please hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel as well. These are replays of old content when this 9-hole cup was first in the game, so listen carefully to the commentary, take some notes as well. There may be some tweaks needed, but like I said, these are the tournament wins, so hopefully you will be able to build some shots from those. Timestamps in the description down below. Good luck. Here we go. Alright then, on hole number one we're going to go aggressive here with the tailwind. If you don't fancy that, if you don't have the equipment for it, then obviously it's going to have to be a layup and go with the thorn or long iron. But for those that want to, here is a blast shot with a berserker. 6.7 bars of topspin and 2 bars side spin to the left. So this is APOC 6+. If you've got a lower level APOC than that, then I would consider going with a topspin boost ball, or you could try with the extra mile level 9, but that is untested. Set up there with the rings as follows. So I've got most of the blue ring inside the rough with APOC 8. Will be different ring references if you have a different level. Adjust max plus 10, power 5, and then the push up is according to wind strength. Anything below 10 I would push up to max. Anything above 11 then I would push up to either plus 27, plus 28. Full overpower, 0.8 ball curl to the left and try and hit perfect. Minor great balls should be okay. We want to clip the rough and roll out. Then depending on how much rollout you get, it's going to be slightly different elevation. Where I am here around the shadow of the palm tree, I play this one Endbringer School 0 elevation, power 5 numbers, because this is uphill. Obviously you need to tweak that. If you don't get much of a rollout, you would need to tweak your elevation accordingly. If you're not familiar with Endbringer School method, please check out my quick fire Endbringer School tutorial on the Academy playlist. So max plus 10 on the drive. Here it's no spin Endbringer School plus 0 power 5 from my position. So you've got a couple of references there. Obviously there's going to be a few ways you can try and get to the green, but we want to try and get an eagle on this par 4. We've had a very similar wind angle before on this par 3, so I'm basing this one on the setup from my colleague Brandon Burke. Switch from a Kingmaker to a wind 4-ball if you can, if you get wind below 8 miles per hour. So get your ball sorting options under your fingers. Max backspin, 2 right spin. So we're playing with Sniper, level 9+. With Sniper 10, top of plus 6 yards, blue ring touching the rough. Sniper 9 will therefore set up at top of plus 8. So max backspin, 2 right spin. In the video here I go max plus 35, power 2. It is a little bit under adjusted, but having played the shot I then realised I should really have gone 2 pulls over the bullseye as per Brandon's old notes. So if you don't want to do the 2 pulls over the bullseye, you could play max plus 35, power 3. Obviously we'll be subject to wind angles, but we just miss it on the high and left side. But a tricky par 3, but there's an adjustment to work with there. Hole number 3, very easy adjustment on the drive. You can play with the rock level 7+, 3.9 topspin, 2 bars side spin to the left. Rock 9 is going to set up at the top of plus 9. Rock 8 will set up at the top of plus 10, and then of course rock level 7, you will have less power available. You're going to set up at max distance. Add your spin first, find your landing position, white ring touching the rough. In all cases, you can look at the second bounce as well. It's just on the edge of the rough line. Then the adjustment, regardless of your club level, you're going to play 1-on-1 with the Kingmaker. So 8.2 in wind, you're going to adjust 8.2 rings. No need for any wind apps here, just 1-on-1. No curl, just hit perfect. Obviously a minor great left, minor great right with the rock is going to be fine as well, but we want to try and hit perfect if we can. Drive distance you want around 350 yards. Second shot, going to show you an attempt here. We'll need a little bit of a tweak though, which I will suggest. Add 2 bars of topspin, then back the target up, get round that little glitchy area, and then you want the tip of the ball guide to be approximately 3 to 4 green squares short of the pin to compensate for the tailwind push. Then we're going to play true club distance plus 10% elevation, power 3. So for plus 8 yards, play this one 90% slider, 10% elevation. The tweak here that I would suggest is go with a flicker of 1201. This is because I missed to the left. Is a little bit of a touchy shot here, so may need some further investigation as well if you have the time and the tokens. But the speed is nice. I just think a little bit of 1201 will pull us less to the left and therefore would be aiming more at the pin. But there's a couple of other tweaks you could try as well. But the speed is nice on this par 5. Hole in one here to show you. We are first going to add spin. 2.1 backspin and 2 bars side spin to the right. So just a couple of clicks over 2 bars backspin. Make sure you get the right amount of backspin. Then we're going to tilt the camera as shown. And we're looking at +1 yards with the sniper 10. Be +3 with the sniper 9. And then have the camera angled as shown, so you point the ball guide at the hole with your spin added. White ring will be touching the rough, so make sure you're in the right position. Then we're going to adjust max +5, power 2 settings. Take note of any wind angle variance you have. You can use the center line that I was adjusting on there in the replay as a reference. And then hit perfect. This one is going to have a decent chance in my opinion. Not a huge funnel, but definitely a nice route down to the pin. Hits the pin and we drop it beautifully for a hole in one. Now for this par 4, I've had the pleasure of tweaking an existing setup from Brandon Burke on this one. Start with a quarterback and level 9+ and a kingmaker ball. White ring touching the rough on the right at max distance. Then switch to your Apocalypse and Sniper bag. 5.8 topspin. 3 bars side spin to the right. You can play this with APOC level 4+. Then we're going to adjust our rings. Max +10 power 3 settings. Max +10 power 3. Then we're going to go with 1 ball curl to the right. As I don't use grid lines at all, I just look for the point where the shot circle starts to drop and I go before that. So for those using grids, may call that a few clicks of overpower. But that's the reference that both myself and Brandon use, because we don't use grid lines. Perfect ball away. Then we are going to have a look at the second shot. We do have a drop here for you as well, which is great. So it would be around 375 to 380 yards. Now just tweak the setup slightly here to have a reference. White ring touching the top of the fringe, the beginning where the fringe meets the fairway, was +4. So rewind the video and pause if you want that. It's in line with the pin. So +4 is my plus yardage here. The old guide we were using drive distance, so it's nice to get a different reference. Red ring touching the rough on the left. Before spin, the second bounce will be in the middle of the fringe. Then you change spin and have the ball guide going through the hole by 1 cup. I've found here favouring the left-hand side of the cup has worked nicely for me. +4 fringe check with the top of the white ring. This one plays 26% slider, 20% elevation. So 26% slider, 20% elevation, and then we hit perfect, and this one falls in very nicely for the eagle. So lots of details there to check, get the structure correct. Very good chance to get a drop here on this par 4. Please do join us over on Facebook. We have an ever-growing community of players there, over 16,000 members. Head over to Facebook, search for BK Golf Clash and submit your member request there. Free to join. There are free guides posted, lots of shot sharing and discussion points. You can chat and interact with me as well, and loads more over on Facebook. So head over there and search for BK Golf Clash. It's going to be important to get the albatross here on this par 5 with the funnel. So I'm going to show you the adjustments here. Blue ring touching the rough on the right with the rock at max distance with the rock level 9. Then we're going 3.9 top spin and 3 right spin. If you have a lower level rock, rock 8, you still set up at max. You'll need to push up 1 yard after adjustment. Similarly with rock level 7, you'd have to push up 5 yards after adjustment. Max +0, power 3 is the adjustment. No push up unless you have anything less than a rock level 9. So max +0. Then we're going to use drive distance. Going to be around 350 yards. Now for a 350 yard drive, this is obviously from a different drive distance to the replay shown. Then we're going to play 21% slider minus 10% elevation. So this plays uphill, even though it looks for all intents and purposes downhill. 2 top spin, 3 left spin, and offset as shown. Very important to offset short, ever so slightly short, and obviously right of the pin. That is because the tailwind and crosswind will push us long. Then we adjust 21% slider here, -10 elevation, favour 1159 because again the tailwind is going to push us too close to the edge of the rough, and if you bounce too far to the edge, then your adjustment is aiming, then you will miss to the left. So it's important to offset to counteract that wind push. Perfect ball away, drops beautifully for the Albatross. Excellent chance for a rough bump hole in one on this par 3. Going to use the Goliath. 5.8 top spin and 3 bars side spin to the left. As always, trying to keep the wind below 8 miles per hour. I've not tested this above 8, so proceed with caution. Maybe test with a token if you don't want to switch to a wind 4. Add your spin, ball guide to the hole with Goliath 9 here. Small gap between the yellow ring and the rough. Adjustment is max plus 15, power 2 settings. Max plus 15, power 2. So for 7.7, I'm adjusting this one 4.9 rings. Remember, as always, when you're following content here, especially without any formal text guides, check the wind angle, tweak if necessary. Drops beautifully though for a hole in one. Thank you for watching. Here we go with an eagle on this par 4. We have crosswind, 5 top spin, half a bar of side spin to the left. You can play this with a lower level APOC, of course. APOC 4 will be setting up at the top of plus 10. APOC 5 and above setting up as I do here at the top of plus 4 yards. Add your spin and aim the ball guide down the middle there, because that will help you if you have different club levels, and due to different accuracies you'll have different ring placements. So have a look at the ball guide. Then we adjust max plus 5. Shouldn't take you into any overpower. May well do in high winds with APOC 4, but definitely won't with APOC 5 and above. No curl needed, just hit perfect, and we're going to write down our drive distance here because we're going to use that for the second shot. If you don't want to use drive distance, I give you a fringe check as well. So 352 yards, and that is going to be 42% slider, 0 elevation, power 2 settings. The alternate there in case of great balls, plus 3 where the back fringe meets the fairway. So we're going to start by adding 3 backspin and then try and find your position. Red ring will be close to the rough line, bottom of the red ring. You may need to tweak the backspin here, so I go with just over 3 bars, around 3.2, 3.3. Ball guide to the hole, just nudging the position up slightly so that the ball guide is not too short, because we don't want to come short in line. So for a drive distance of 352, we're going 42% on the slider, 0 elevation, power 2 settings, and pull over the bullseye. Pull over the bullseye. More information on the slider, pulling over the bullseye, and loads more on the Academy tutorial playlist on the channel homepage. Perfect pull away, we get the nice camera angle, and it drops beautifully for an eagle on this par 4. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. Come very close to the Albatross on this one. I'm going to give you a tweak based on my miss in the video. First though, it's the drive. Playing with the rock and a Kingmaker. We're going with 3 top spin, 3 bars side spin to the right, blue ring touching the rough on the right at plus 15 with the rock level 9. That will be max with the rock level 8. Then we adjust this one max distance, 5% elevation. Max distance and 5% elevation. Then we're going to take our shot. Final part of the equation, outer wall curl to the right. Be careful not to overpower this one inadvertently. Hit perfect, of course. And then we are going to bounce on the fairway. And we've got room for a minor great right, I believe, based on that bounce there. And the topspin takes us nicely to 350 yards. No need to push it any further than that. Second shot, go with the Cataclysm or the Big Dog, whichever is best for you. I start with adding about half a bar of backspin, and I have a look at the ball guide here, but I'm just aiming a little bit close to the rough. I want to aim at the pin. So in the end, I decided to shift a little bit to the right and then add 1 bar of left spin. So I'm not aiming too close to the rough. We want to give ourselves a little room for error. So I add my spin, 0.6 backspin in the end, 1 bar of left spin, aim at the pin. The adjustment I go with in the video is max plus 20. But I think you should go with power 2 settings. That will give me 0.1 less with my Cataclysm level 8. Final thing I did here, I went with baby underpower, just 1 or 2 clicks, because I adjust uphill, it's going to gain me distance. And look at that, lovely pace, but just missing to the side. So power 2 settings will be my suggestion for a tweak on this par 5. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.